Right, more breaking news. Just came into me this second. Are you ready? Are you ready? Sit yourselves down. The agreement is done between Liverpool and Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah at any moment will be ready to sign a new contract. The drafts are already being exchanged and it could be completed very soon, from Fabrizio Romano. That's the here we go. So again, I'll read it out to you. The agreement is done between Liverpool, Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah at any moment will be ready to sign a new contract. The draft of that contract are already being exchanged and it could be completed very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, the boys are staying. Gets in. I'm fucking delighted. Honestly, I'm chuffed about that. Now we can all breathe and relax and enjoy winning the Premier League title. Because whatever happens now, I feel we're going to be competing to defend this title next year properly once we have that spine of the team intact. We'll see what the summer brings with regards to transfers, but, you know, let's celebrate this moment, but let's not take a single step backwards with what we demand of the owners in this summer window. So this is brilliant, and thank you for getting it done, sincerely. But we need to back this up with a good transfer window where we go out and we strategically attack the positions we need to fill. And if we do that, look, you won't be hearing the where's the money John stuff from me anymore. We need to get it done, and we need the summer to back up this great news, which is fantastic. Why do I feel like crying? It's weird. Like, I'm honestly getting really emotional about this now. It just felt so wrong at the idea of them not staying after the season that we're having. Yeah, genuinely buzzing. Saudi were interested in Van Dijk. They offered him a huge financial package, but he decided to commit his future to Liverpool, said Fabrizio Romano. And look, none of us had any doubts what the two gents wanted. We all knew all the way through this process what Virgil and what Mohamed wanted, which was to stay at Liverpool. And now they're doing it. And Mohamed Salah can now continue to write his name into the history books of our great club. And by the time he finishes this in 2 years' time or whenever, we will be talking about him up there in the same breath as your Kennys, your Stevies, for what he's done and given to the club. And Virgil will be there as one of the great captains as well. Cal said, Craig, now Virgil and Mo are staying. Views on Edwards and Hughes, in my opinion, still a lot to do, given the turmoil this has caused. Look, happy it's done, like you've said, Cal. Still think it's too early to really have much of a view on Edwards in particular. Or Hughes, sorry. I don't know. I don't really think Hughes was much involved in the contract negotiations, if I'm not mistaken. I think Julian Ward was, and I think it was Julian Ward and somebody else were more taking care of that. But look, either way now, we know we don't need to bring in a right winger. We know we don't need to bring in a Virgil van Dijk replacement, so we can put all that shit out of our minds and start talking about building around this and succession planning then for the future. Oh, lads, honestly, why do I feel so emotional about this? I feel like I'm about to tear up, honestly. That's how happy I am that this is done. Just in the last few minutes, the very latest piece of information that we have in King 7th welcome to Anfield Agenda FC is from Fabrizio Romano that says, the agreement is done between Liverpool, Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk and Mo Salah at any moment will be ready to sign a new contract. Drafts are already being exchanged and it could be completed very soon. So we had that. We had Paul Joyce saying the breakthrough happened with Van Dijk. You had Ornstein saying both of them were edging closer. And then late tonight now we're starting to see it coming through. Also from Fabrizio Romano, he said Mohamed Salah never entertained the Saudi Pro League. He wanted to stay at Liverpool. And one of the moments that made me fall in love with Mo even more came from Mika Richards on Match of the Day, when he said when they were at Fiorentina together that Mohamed Salah wanted to come to Liverpool, even then at Fiorentina, which is, it just feels like it was meant to be that this man would come to Liverpool and become a club legend. I remember being in Turkey on holidays when Salah was only coming through at Basel and speaking to the taxi driver who was Egyptian, and he was telling me about Mohamed Salah and how he thinks he'll end up at Liverpool one day. And I thought that dream was dead when he ended up at Chelsea. But, you know, little did I know that a few years later, there we go. Stevie Boy said, so what was the delay then? No pay rise and no increase in terms. So, I mean, it's a fair question. All I can think of is that maybe initially the players had asked for more and the club had offered a lot less. And maybe both sides feel like they've played the game well and gotten something they're happy with. Now, also, Stevie Boy, we've got to say, if the club know Trent is going, and again, it isn't confirmed at this moment, but it's believed he is, maybe that weighed into their calculations financially. Because maybe Trent was the priority and they had to sort out, and they were maybe willing to pay a bit more than they wanted to keep Trent. And if he's not going to stay, maybe they had a pool of money that they felt comfortable to commit. I don't know, but I am just grateful it's done at this point. Now you're going to believe us. The king and the captain stay, said TOTT2KZ1. Yep. Steve said, I was only a few minutes away. Happy days. You said 10 o'clock. I think, Steve, if my memory was right, or 10:30, but you did say it would be this evening. Aaron Picard said, queue up Thin Lizzy. The boys are back in town. Don't be saying that. Brian will be around. Whenever I mention Thin Lizzy, I think of Brian, because Brian's a massive Thin Lizzy fan. A. Michael said, this is a big relief for the club and the fans. I feel more relaxed now knowing both will be here leading next season. Same with me, mate. Also, from Fabrizio Romano, Liverpool will have many changes in the summer window. We anticipate some signings. It could be 2, 3, maybe more. It also depends on outgoings. So, you know, Kirkes will probably come in at left back. We'll see what happens at right back. And then obviously we'll be talking about a signing or two up top as well. So, relief is what I'm feeling right now as a Liverpool fan. King 7th said, hope this gives us a boost for the final stages of the season and we can win all of our remaining games. A. Michael said, I think Salah and VVD also held out a bit using the offers of Saudi Arabia and European clubs to get a good deal, but the club wouldn't budge, but eventually they came to a deal. Great news. Definitely great news.